Hi, my name is Kalita Kelly, and I'm here to help you stop the Christian hypocrites in their tracks. They don't have a right to tell a woman what to do, and I'm going to show you that from their book. They don't even know their own book. Okay? You're going to be very, very glad you met me. Because you're going to be shocked at what their book really says. Okay, now remember, I'm not a professional. I'm going to make some mistakes. But you're still going to be very glad you met me, okay? And here we go. All right. It's time to stop the Christian hypocrites from twisting their book, the Bible, using it for their own ends. It's time to stop the hypocritical Republican Party from trying to take a woman's right to choose. That is why I'm getting involved in the fight for a woman's right to choose. I'm a Christian who knows what their book says. They're in trouble. You let everybody figure this out. Because you already know they're hypocrites. Now you really gonna see how much they're hypocrites. They don't have the right to tell anybody what choices to make in their life. They don't have a right to tell a woman what to do with their body. That is according to their book. I'll prove it to you. Give me, 7 minutes. Actually, it's longer than 7, but I'm going to break it up into like 4 videos because nobody wants to look at a 30-minute video. Well, you should want to look at this to stop them. Anyway, in this article, I'll show you how they're using the Bible to indoctrinate our young people, all people, millions of people, with their book. It's time for Democrats and everybody who opposes this oppressive agenda to start using the Bible against them, whether you like the Bible or not. Okay? Their narrative sounds right because they say you're killing babies. That's how they pull a lot of people in their direction. Even people that don't believe in the Bible, because that sounds right. No, don't you think you can't kill a baby? I'm going to show you what the Bible says. Now, the Bible don't tell you to kill babies, but I'm going to show you what it says, though. Okay? How could anybody possibly argue that killing babies isn't wrong? What people don't know is the Bible also says you have a right to choose what you want to do, good, bad, or indifferent. Many people don't know, a lot of people don't know is the Bible gives you a right to do what you want with your life, and that would include your body. It says in 1 Corinthians 10:23. Now, this is one of my most favorite because they never talk about this scripture. Never, 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 never. All things are legitimate, permissible, and we are all free to do anything we please. But not all things are helpful, expedient, profitable, wholesome. All things are legit, but not all things are constructive to character and edifying to spiritual life. 24. Let no one then seek his own good and advantage and profit, but rather each one of the other let him seek the welfare of his neighbor. That's 1 Corinthians 10:23-24. Now, this is from the Amplified. Now I'm going to read it from the King James, and I'm going to tell you why, okay? Here's the same verse in the King James, 1 Corinthians 10:23-24. It says, all things are lawful for me, but all things are not expedient. All things are lawful for me, but all things don't edify. That's 23. This is 24. Let no one seek only his own good, but also that of the other person. Now, I do like that right there, of the other person. Do you guys understand that? Christian church. Now, I'm going to tell you why I'm telling you about different scriptures. Because I'm using the same scripture from the Amplified and the King James. Because some Christians will say, almost all of them will complain that you're not using the King James version. I personally never use the King James version, but I'm doing it here to address that complaint. Let me explain why the Amplified version of that particular scripture is longer. The Amplified translates the Hebrew and the Aramaic. You know, those are very, very expressive languages. They'll have a word and they'll have 7 words to identify that word. So, the King James, it uses 1 word to describe 1 word. This is why I don't normally quote the King James, because when I started studying years ago and found out how the Hebrew language, how expressive it was, and the Aramaic, I really went and found the Amplified Bible. Okay? Now, they might say to you, he's talking about food in that particular verse. You say, I just read your book. All things are lawful. All things are lawful and permissible. All means all. So he can't just be talking about food. And this is why they might say that to you. That particular verse is about people judging other people for what they eat. If I remember right, I believe it's Christians judging people for what they eat. Even back then, they had it backwards. In other people's business. In John 8:7,